Hello YouTube, this is The Guy 4 here, bringing you a new and upgraded deck profile. It looks like I have my Yubels here, but as you'll see soon, this is a completely different deck build, completely different run. It's consistent. After running my Yubels, I broke them apart a while ago after making my first Yubel video. I recently brought them back, but it seemed that now, after the couple months that I've been dueling again, they just weren't consistent. They weren't tournament ready. So I brought them back with a vengeance, with a little boost from another engine. So now they are my Dark Rising deck, is what I'm calling it, because all the cards in here are dark. All of it's still it's pretty much still based around the Yubel. So let's start off as usual. This time we're only running 2 Yubels. This card is, for those of you who don't know what they do, cannot be destroyed by battle. You take no battle damage from when your opponent attacks you. Your opponent takes the battle damage, and if it's destroyed by another card effect other than its own, you get to summon the next form. And the reason that it says not by its own is because each end phase you must tribute 1 monster to keep it on the field, which in this format that I'm running now is what you need to do. You need to keep this one and the second one on the field as long as possible. You don't really need to run the third one, but that's why. I'll show you. So only 2 of the second one. The second one is like a human dark hole. It also has the same as the first one, cannot be destroyed by battle. If your opponent attacks it, they take the damage. But at the end of each of your end phases, it destroys all other monsters on the field. So, it's like a human dark hole, like I said. And this one is another one that in this format, just like the last one, you want to keep this on the field as long as possible because your opponent's only going to have 1 turn moves. This guy can actually run into a problem for me, running against the new setup, against the Fire Kings, because of that Garnix and the other loop they have, the Garnix and Sacred Phoenix. So that's why in the new setup, I just keep the first form out on the field the longest. And then I go for the second one whenever I've stopped that stupid loop. And then last one of the third Yubel form. This one is the one that usually deals damage for you. You have the first 2, which can only be attacked and your opponent takes damage. This one, you can attack your opponent, their monster's destroyed, and they take damage equal to their monster's attack. That's pretty much it. Also cannot be destroyed by battle, and if it is destroyed by another card effect, nothing happens. There is no 4th form, or you don't go back to the first. That'd be pretty sweet, though. So let's go to the new engine, Dark Worlds. Recently, I was running Dark Worlds, but one of my buds on my team, he needed Dark World cards, so I just gave him up some Dark Worlds, and these are some of the ones I had left, and I noticed that Dark Worlds are always consistent. They're still a tier deck, and I threw them in here because I need some destruction. I need something to keep up. Like I said with the first one needs a monster to be tributed every turn. So Graf is easy to get on the field, obviously. All you gotta do is get him to the grave. And with my Yubel stuff, I already have a bunch of cards to send Yubel to the grave. Well, now I have another target, Grafa, that can also be sent to the grave with my card effects. And he can get bounced, obviously, by just having 1 Dark World monster, other than another Grafa. So now, at the end of the turn, if I have this on the field, I can just tribute this so that Yubel's still on the field, Graf is safe in the graveyard, and next turn I can just bring it right back and keep doing the same thing. So they can't attack because Yubel's on the field, but I'm also going to keep dealing damage every turn because I'm going to keep bringing Grafa back. It's a broke combo that I'm actually really, really liking. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. And same with the second form. The second form destroys all monsters on the field, so you destroy Grafa, and then maybe they didn't get a monster that turn. You can just plow through directly with Grafa. It's an amazing, amazing combo with these guys. And so to keep on the Dark World build, you gotta go with 2 snow for your searchers, for your gates, and your other monsters if you need one. And then if gates is on the field, it's a 2,000 meter. And then after that, it's just 1 brow. I'm looking for another one. I actually don't have one, so I'd probably run 2. And that is it for the Dark World build. just those 5 cards. Next is Grepher. Grepher's perfect for this also because he can send 1 dark from level 5 or higher dark from the hand to the grave to special summon him. It's a discard, but it's a cost, so you don't get the Dark Worlds effect, which sucks, but it's still great. So you summon him, and then while he's in the field, you can send 1 dark from your hand and 1 from your deck to the grave. So you can send a Yubel from your hand and a Grava from your deck, or vice versa. It's great. Plus he's a 17 beater. Same with Armageddon Knight. Armageddon Knight, when he's normal summoned, you just send 1 from your deck to the grave. Any dark. Any. It's great. So Grapha, Yubel. Also for those guys, I also use Stygian Street Patrol as one of my targets sometimes. If I have a Yubel in my hand that and I get Armageddon Knight, I'll use Armageddon Knight to send Stygian Street Patrol to the grave. While he's in the grave, you can banish him to special summon 1 2000 attack or less dark monster or fiend type monster from your hand. So that's perfect for Yubel. Or any of your, if you already summoned, you can do one of your Dark Worlds, lower Dark Worlds. Banish him, summon them, bounce for Grapha. And 3 gates. I was running 2 gates, but they began to become null and void since I only have 2 snow. I didn't really see the gates much, so I threw in 3 gates, and it runs perfect now. 2 dealings. I only need 2 dealings because, like you saw, there's only 5 Dark World cards, and with this you can also discard one of your own Yubels to get in the grave to go from there. Drag down, again, another thing. If you only have a Yubel in your hand, this card, drop it. They have to discard that Yubel or that Grapha, and then just take out whatever you want from their hand. Perfect. Double MST. Usually in a Dark World build, you only run 1 until you side in, but it's perfect for this. You don't really need 3 or 1. 2 is perfect. And you have Trinity, Darkhold, Heavy Storm, Reborn, self-explanatory. Rhoda, I still like this in because it'll search for your Armageddon Knight or your Grepher, which are some of your actually bigger combos, even though they're only 4s, and Yubel and Grapha are your main monsters. Those 2 guys are both warriors, and they start off your combos. And then you have Foolish as your final. That's self-explanatory. And now the trap lineup, which is basically just for the Yubels. 3 limit reverse, special summon 1 monster with 1000 attack or less in attack position, so perfect for Yubel. When it switches to defense, it's destroyed. So Yubel will get its effect. And then 3, Call the Haunted. Call the Haunted is a tech for both, well not tech, it's perfect for Dark Worlds or Yubel, because you can just, if they have like skill drain on the field, you go Call the Haunted for one of their, you just run off of your Dark World engine instead of your Yubel engine. So special summon one of your Dark Worlds, bounce it for Grapha, and then just blow them up. Next, 2 Mirror Force, because you're gonna need protection with this. Sometimes your chains don't get off right away. It does hurt, so you have to have protection. If they lock down your Dark World build, you go Torrential to get your Yubel stuff. And then Battle Mania. I'm going to stop to do this one. Battle Mania is during your opponent's standby phase, you activate it, and then your opponent must attack that turn. All monsters that are on their field must attack. So it's great. If you Yubel on the field, only Yubel, and you know that they have to keep their monsters on the field if they're going to, drop Battle Mania, they attack into Yubel, they take a crap load of damage. And Solemn Judgment and Starlight Road. We have a small extra deck still. I'm probably going to change that up soon, but Stardust, Excalibur, Utopia, and Papal Operative. And that is it for this deck profile. As I said before, this is my Dark Rising deck, Dark Worlds and Yubels. This is The Guy signing out.